David Strasser is the director of hardline retail research at Janney Montgomery Scott. He is a top-rated analyst on the stock. He gives it a buy rating. David, great to see you here. So shares getting hammered today, as Dom just showed us. First quarter results sharply missed, but they did expand their market share. So really, what are investors, in your opinion, so concerned about?
Well, I think everyone's worried about the economy, and sales were very volatile, and that's something that really stuck with people today. They spent a lot on SG&A, but it reminds me of the Q2 of '09 when they spent a lot on SG&A. Like just selling expenses. They invested a lot in building out their connectivity inside their stores and a lot of different things. The last time they did something like this, you got a couple of quarters of very strong earnings because they spent way ahead of and then saw the benefits.
So is it an issue of their pricing strategy?
No, I don't think it's a pricing strategy at all. I think their pricing is fine. I think it was they just spent a lot ahead of what they think is going to be some really big product cycles in the back half of the year.
Are you more optimistic then in the coming quarters because of this spending?
Absolutely. I think I'm looking at it as almost like a call option on a lot of different product cycles, whether it's 3D TV, IPTV, video gaming you were just talking about. I think there's a huge opportunity there in the back half of the year. E-books, iPads, cell phones. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to drive the back half business.
So are you optimistic that Best Buy will meet its full year numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually do, even after the miss today.
So you're going to hold on to your buy rating?
We're still going through the model, but as of the note we put out this morning, we're definitely holding on to our buy rating.
Okay, it sounds like you might be a little skeptical, though, that you're really kind of looking into the hood here.
I don't want to get into it, but I just.
I know you'll tell your clients first before putting out the note. Something that I found interesting on the call this morning, the CEO saying that Best Buy experienced volatility in customer traffic. Well, volatility, that's been the word to describe the markets, the economic data. I mean, there's a connection there.
I think there's definitely a connection. I think they made that connection. Remember retail sales just on Friday. I mean, the numbers weren't very good. I mean, it wasn't only Best Buy that's just saw weakness today. I mean, it's across the board in retail that we're seeing a very volatile environment. I think those comments could be echoed by almost any CEO.
It's almost like people read that report, and then if they had plans to go out and shop at Best Buy, they canceled those plans. But then the next day, today, the manufacturing number in New York was good and stocks are flying, so maybe they'll just, revisit their plan to pick up some video games and TVs.
I think it's a fickle consumer. I agree with you. I think it's I mean, there's some big ticket items. I mean, there's some a couple of $1,000s for some of their big tickets. So, it's just not a very simple purchase.
How is the strategy playing out among the rivals? I mean, is Best Buy, in your opinion, despite this quarter, the challenge faced this quarter, how is it stacking up?
Well, I think they're still getting a lot of benefits from Circuit City going out, even though that's well over a year ago now. I think they're just getting stronger and stronger versus the vendors and the retail. They talked about their unfair advantage today as it relates to gathering inventory, getting inventory, pricing. I think that's a very good way to put it. I mean, they're just becoming one of the most dominant players, and vendors have to learn to deal with Best Buy as a stronger and stronger company. They're gaining share every day.
All right, so with the 6+% decline in shares today, maybe a buying opportunity with the pullback?
It's a buying opportunity. There may not be a very near-term catalyst over the very near term, but I think as you look over the rest of the year, I think it's a great opportunity here under $40.
All right, and this is really front row seat Best Buy, right, to just consumer habits. And so what is it telling you about people spending? Where do we go from here? Is it going to improve, or a lot of people are using that term double dip recession?
Yeah, I mean, I think we really won't. I think the real test for the consumer comes at back to school. All of this is noise right now. July is going to be, June and July particularly is a clearance month. It's not going to tell us a lot about the consumer. We'll know a lot more as we get into the thick of back to school, particularly for a Best Buy. But I agree with you. I think it's just the consumer's not there yet. There's still a lot of constraints on the consumer, a lot of headwinds that are keeping everybody in check.
David Strasser, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it. David Strasser is the director of hardline retail, Janney Montgomery Scott. Thanks so much.